Chelsea 3, Sheffield Wednesday 0. As Gonzalo Higuain fails to score on his Chelsea debut, but Hudson-Odoi, albeit all the talk surrounding him, does get a goal, with Willian getting the other two, as Chelsea are through to the 5th round of the FA Cup. To find out everything you need to know about the game as it happened, be sure to watch all of this review. Hello there guys, and welcome back to 100% Chelsea for my review of the Chelsea 3, Sheffield Wednesday 0 game in the 4th round of the FA Cup. And as you can see, I'm back at home, normal surroundings. The sound should be a little bit better, it's not as echoey. So yeah, this is obviously good. I mean, this is the review, there will be fan cams, there will be a vlog, as there is for every game. So if you don't want to miss out on any of that, please do be sure to subscribe to 100% Chelsea. And also, if we could hit 400 likes in this video, that would be massively appreciated. So please do be sure to smash that like button down below. But now, let's get straight into the review, and obviously starting off with the lineup. And you know, obviously I didn't really give a predicted lineup because I just found it so hard to predict, and it turned out to be exactly as hard to predict. Willian did start to go, says that Azpilicueta did stay in the team and started right back, with David Zappacosta not even making the bench. You know, reportedly him and Gary Cahill are still hoping to leave Chelsea this window, and if that's the case, if Zappacosta does leave, we better get a right back ASAP, because Azpilicueta can't play every single game, whether that's recalling Aloni or signing someone that don't care. But if we're gonna, you know, get rid of Zappacosta, we need someone to replace him. Alonso did start at left back, which I actually quite like, because that could mean Emerson starts against Bournemouth. Then a centre back 2 of Andreas Christensen, who was fit after obviously his hamstring problem, and Antonio Rudiger. Then a midfield 3 of actually Ethan Ampadu as the register to start off with, Ross Barkley on the left as the left central midfielder, Kovacic on the right, and then the front 3 were Willian on the left, Hudson-Odoi on the right obviously, and Gonzalo Higuain started up front and made his debut for Chelsea. Now obviously, I'm sure all of you heard the reports about Hudson-Odoi apparently handing in a transfer request at Chelsea, and I did think it was pretty interesting that he started the game as if nothing happened. It's certainly going to be very interesting to see what's going to happen in the future, or in the next couple of days, obviously before the transfer window shuts. After the game, he did basically say, "You never know," when asked whether this was his last game for Chelsea. Not exactly the comments I do want to hear. At the end of the day, if he doesn't want to be here, well, so be it then. If a player doesn't want to play for Chelsea, then don't play for Chelsea. As sad as it is, because he's a youth player. If you don't want to be here, well, good luck to you, mate. But anyway, as that is way too depressing to talk about, let's get into the game. Although, especially the first half wasn't any less depressing, in all honesty. Especially the first 15-20 minutes. You know, it was just slow. I mean, it did also show what kind of game we were going to get. I mean, Wednesday just set very deep and then tried to attack with mostly long balls. Well, we didn't really help ourselves at times by just giving the ball away, you know, very cheaply, quite often, just way too often, really. And but of course, I mean, we still dominated possession and tried to find a way through, but didn't really do anything early on. I mean, with just under 20 minutes gone, Chelsea and Gonzalo Higuain had our first chance of the game. Kovacic actually with a quality through ball to our new striker, although he did look offside to me. Wasn't given offside, but he did look offside. So had he scored, VAR probably would have, you know, disallowed it, but, you know, I'm not 100% sure whether it was offside. Anyway, it was a great through ball by Kovacic. Higuain, you know, took it well and then, you know, went for goals, you know, pretty quickly, you know, to just fired away, as, you know, we're kind of missing with some of our strikers sometimes. Anyway, he did so, but his shot got blocked and got blocked wide of the far post. For some strange reason, we didn't get a corner from it. The linesman didn't raise his flag, like I say, for offside, and VAR doesn't come into place for corner decisions, so I don't know why, you know, no corner was given. I also didn't really see anyone moan about it, so that was very strange. 2 minutes later, actually, Sheffield Wednesday were awarded a penalty by the referee for an Ampadu challenge inside their own box. Now, it was a really weird one. Ampadu, with a really long step, you know, got ahead of the attacker's foot as he was swinging, you know, his foot to shoot. And then the attacker kind of just hit Ampadu in the leg, and then Ampadu's foot just hit the ball. So, you know, like I say, the referee initially gave a penalty, but VAR was in place, obviously, and did overrule the decision. In my opinion, rightly so, although it was a little bit of an iffy one. I've definitely seen them given, whether they were then the right decision or not. Different, you know, kind of discussion, I guess, but I've definitely seen him given. But then, actually, only a minute after that VAR decision, Chelsea were then awarded the penalty for a clear foul on Azpilicueta inside, you know, obviously the opposition's box by former Blue Sam Hutchinson, actually, who obviously did start in midfield for Sheffield. Now, Willian did then step up and convert it into the top right corner to make it 1-1 in the 26th minute. It was actually a very good penalty, you know. I don't think the keeper would have saved that, even if it went the right way. I was at first slightly surprised that Higuain wasn't allowed to take it, but actually, you know, they showed a replay of kind of Willian and Higuain talking. It looked like Willian kind of offered the penalty to Higuain, but he was like, no, mate, you have it. So, you know, I do rate that. I do rate the both of them, Willian offering it and, you know, Higuain saying, no, you've been here, you just take the penalty. I do like that. But to be honest, that goal didn't really help us play any better, because we just weren't playing well at all. I mean, the Higuain moment, obviously, that looked offside, like I said, was the only thing we created from open play. I mean, we constantly lost the ball and barely got past Wednesday's first line, like of the 4 or 5 in midfield in the 4-1-4-1 formation, let alone the defence. I mean, So much so that actually Gonzalo Higuain started to drop so deep and wide, basically simply because he didn't receive any sort of service whatsoever. So, I mean, that was quite showing. And to be honest, there was nothing else to say about the first half. No more chances created by either side. It was just nothing happening. It was just a bit of a ball fest. And that was then half-time at 1-0. And yes, we controlled the game. And, we had all of the ball. And, Sheffield didn't do anything except for that VAR penalty moment. But still, we just didn't play well. At the very start of the second half was no different, except that Mateo Kovacic and Ampadu actually switched positions, with Kovacic now in the register role and Ampadu obviously moving over to the right centre midfielder position. And, Wednesday did actually have a poor cross, hit the outside of our post, kind of a cross that just went loose, if you want. But Caballero had it covered and was never really a threat. But then 7 minutes into the second half, Willian with a beautiful piece of skill on the left-hand side, just by the byline, and then fisted a good low cross into the box. Alonso got a slight touch on it, which basically I thought, looked like it anyway, took it away from a very likely pretty simple finish for Higuain. And that's just typical Alonso, really. I mean, mate, you're now playing left-back. You're not a wing-back anymore. Stop getting into the box and taking goals away from our strikers. It would have been great for Higuain to score today, and he probably would have done had Alonso not touched that ball. But anyway, it was what it was, because then in the 64th minute, we did finally get our second goal, and used the fact that, Sheffield, for once, just pushed up a little bit higher very well, and Hudson-Odoi made it 2-0. And the home move started with a great over-the-top ball by Andreas Christensen to, like I say, obviously Hudson-Odoi, who made a great run down the right. The youngster then controlled it really well, backheel flicked it or chopped it onto his left foot, and went, straight away went for goal. Not even the best finish, actually. The keeper kind of expected a shot, towards the far post, but, Hudson-Odoi went for the near post, and then the keeper just couldn't keep that finish out, even though he got a bit of a touch to it, kind of, because he already speculated and kind of moved towards the far post already. Brilliant, though, by Hudson-Odoi. The finish, like I say, not the greatest, but the move, beforehand was great, and kind of the piece of bit of magic that we just needed to obviously kind of see the game out and kill the game off with that 2-0. And Loftus-Cheek then also came on for Ampadu straight after the goal. Now, especially after the second goal, but generally in the second half, it was just a bit better. I mean, a bit more intensity, quicker passing, less passing errors, because we had way too many of those in the first half. Plus, Wednesday also got tired as the game, went on. I mean, they worked very hard, especially in the first half, and we just made them run a lot. Like, we had so much of the ball, and they tried really hard to not let us create any chances, and that's why we struggled quite a bit in the first half to create anything. But, we still didn't create that many chances in the second half, but it was a lot better to watch nonetheless. After around 80 minutes, Higuain's debut did take an end as he was replaced by Olivier Giroud, and to be honest, Higuain didn't have a bad game at all, but to be honest, he just didn't see much of the ball. I mean, when he did get it, he actually moved well and passed it around well too. But, there was still the obvious, misunderstandings with teammates that you can expect with just a few days training in, with the squad. But, I thought he did quite well. He just didn't receive anywhere near enough service. Of course, we didn't have Hazard on the pitch today. We didn't have Jorginho. We didn't have Kante. It makes a difference. We didn't have Pedro. So, it's going to be better. Hopefully, we'll start again against Bournemouth. I'm looking forward to that. Hopefully, he can get a goal in that. That would obviously be good, just get him going. But, I didn't think it was bad, but obviously didn't get on the score sheet. But actually, with basically his first action of the game, Olivier Giroud just assisted Willian's goal to make it 3-0 in the 83rd minute. And it was a very nice goal as well. Hudson-Odoi moved the ball from the right to Willian on the left. The Brazilian then took a few strides forward before playing a 1-2 with Olivier Giroud, who was stood just inside the box. And basically, Willian just took the Frenchman's layoff, on the volley, was kind of bouncing a little bit, took it on the volley from right, the edge of the box really, and just placed it perfectly into the far corner as the ball went in from the post. I mean, that was just a very good goal, and obviously, killed the game off with no more questions asked. I mean, there was only 7 minutes left anyway, but, that was then game over, really. Barkley then also came off for Jorginho for the last few minutes. Actually, our third register of the day. Obviously, Ampadu started there, then Kovacic, and obviously it was Jorginho for the last few minutes. Not really sure why we did have to make the substitution with, 5 minutes to go, but we did so anyway. Then Olivier Giroud actually tried to kind of, it looked like he was just trying really, really hard to keep his starting spot ahead of Higuain when he knows he kind of lost it by, assigning him, as, he kind of just went for an overhead kick from the edge of the box, following a chip pass by Jorginho. I mean, he didn't connect with the ball very well, and he put it well wide, but it just looked funny. He just went for the overhead kick, and then everyone just, smiled. It was quite good, but obviously, nothing really else happened. I mean, Willian had a shot in injury time that went just wide, but to be honest, that was it for the game, and we won the game 3-0, and we are through to the 5th round of the FA Cup. Like I said, the first half was a bit of a ball fest, except the bit of VAR fun we got, I guess. The second half was a lot better, or let's say just was better. It wasn't a lot better, but it was better, more fun to watch, and overall, just a very solid cup win against the lower league opposition. They didn't threaten us at all. I mean, they didn't get dangerous ones. Obviously, you had that VAR moment, but, that was overruled, so they didn't really get dangerous ones. The work rate, actually, I have to say, was really good today. Not going forward, and the passing wasn't anywhere near quick enough, But when we lost the ball, the team worked really hard and did really well to almost always win it back only seconds later. Like, they worked really hard on that, and fair play for that. Willian, I thought, in my opinion at least, was our best player today. Obviously scored the 2 goals. One was from the penalty spot, but still, I thought was the best player. Hudson-Odoi was quiet in the first half, didn't really do much, but, you know, the whole team struggled, so you can't really criticise him all that much for it. But then he was a lot better in the second half and obviously got that good goal. But I do have to say, Ampadu isn't a regista. I mean, I said it before this game, now he played there, and I'm still saying it. He's not a regista. I mean, even if you play there today, if we don't sign a replacement and Jorginho gets injured, we are quite frankly fucked. You know, I mean, I guess Kovacic can do that role. He obviously played that for, you know, the majority of the second half. But, you know, we'd have to test it against a better opponent. I'm not totally convinced by it. In my opinion, we need a replacement for it ASAP, you know, as soon as possible. Because, you know, we cannot deal if Jorginho gets injured. You saw in the first half what a difference it makes whether you have Ampadu there or Jorginho, or even when Fabregas was still around. But yeah, I mean, the draw for the 5th round of the FA Cup will take place tomorrow, but it is actually looking quite good for us. I mean, along with ourselves, it's only United and Man City that are left, you know, of the big teams at least. Spurs lost to Crystal Palace today, which is obviously great. It's happened against Spurs. United beat Arsenal on Friday, and also the likes of Everton were knocked out, while Liverpool weren't even in it anymore after losing to Wolves in the last round. So, you know, it is pretty good. Let's see, obviously, who we get in the draw. You know, hopefully not a difficult game. That would obviously be great. But yeah, I mean, make of what you will of obviously Hudson-Odoi's comments after the game. He did play well. He did look, you know, very happy when he scored. Transfer request or not, who knows? It's a very, very touchy subject. We'll just have to wait and see what happens, I guess. I mean, I'm kind of torn. I don't want to slate him. I don't want to give him the benefit of the doubt. I do also hope that we don't sell him, because we don't have enough time to sign a replacement, and we would need to sign a replacement. But yeah, you know, let's talk about this on another day. That's really it from my review. Leave me all of your thoughts on the game down in the comment section below. Any thoughts you have on the Hudson-Odoi situation, also leave it down in the comment section below if you do fancy it. Like I said in the beginning, let's see whether we can hit 400 or more likes on this video, so please do be sure to smash the like button down below. Of course, don't forget to check out my social media, which is Laos1507 on both Instagram and Twitter, as you can see over here, and also the links to both of them are down in the description below. So if you could follow me over there, I would absolutely love you for it. And obviously, this is also YouTube, so if you haven't already, please do be sure to subscribe to 100% Chelsea, and also don't forget to hit the notification bell button and choose to be notified about all uploads so you don't miss any of the future videos. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Up the Chelsea, and I'll see you next time.